those people were geniuses. And now I'm realizing, oh, they just learned something. Someone could have put 2 plus 2 in a calculator. Thank God you can code. Here's 50% of the company. Staying inside and always thinking about the business is not actually conducive to new things happening. I feel like every journalist should be a founder. There is nothing that goes by me that I don't know about in AI.
Hello and welcome to Coffee and Oysters, the London Business Babe podcast, where we get you together with business tips that actually work and let you know where it's worth tapping your oyster around the city. My name is Frances Adair Matthews. I am a certified Notion consultant and founder of the Notion Bar, where I get my clients together with personalized productivity systems built in Notion. Every month I host the Big Notion Energy Academy, where we go through all of Notion's latest releases, and you can ask me, a Notion expert, your questions. Details in the show notes. I am so excited for today's episode. I think this is probably one of the most exciting companies to follow at the moment, and you'll hear all about Hannah's story in the interview. But yeah, I'm just so excited for you to tune in and to a company that is literally changing the events landscape across London. I've been going to a few events. Middle of the week, I went to Nicer Tuesdays, which is done by the It's Nice That agency, creative symposium collective. You know what they do. They do a lot of creative things in the UK and beyond. And so they do this monthly thing called Nicer Tuesdays at Earth Hackney, which is one of my favorite venues. It's essentially an amphitheater. Every month they host this thing where they have a few creatives talk about their journeys and their projects that they've been on and just present it to this massive audience. I had no idea what I was walking into. I'd heard about Nicer Tuesdays, but I'd never been to one. And so I'm used to going to smaller events where it's like, oh, max like 50 people. And so I was like, oh, we're just going to go to this like little thing. It's going to be a little meetup, chats with people and stuff. But no. This is a massive event. They had sponsors. Like, yeah, it was a big production and it was super cool. The guy who does the conversations in the bridge, I think that's actually what it's called. But the guy who does those videos on Instagram, he was there, which was really cool. And also the animator from the Cold Heart video with Dua Lipa and Elton John, Jack, that's his name. He also did a presentation. Like, it was just super cool to hear everyone's stories and feel really inspired. I also just wanted to give a quick shout out to Sacred, as in Beyonce's hairline. If you are watching this, you might be able to see my hair in the video, but I use their products for my hair, like more or less the whole line, like conditioner, shampoo, etc. And I've just got their moisture lotion and I'm obsessed with it. Like, my hair is so soft. Like, this isn't normal. It is a little bit fluffier than you will see in the video. This is a few hours later. I just wanted to try out the product with no other products in it. And so no gels, no mousses, no anything. And my hair is so soft and fluffy and I'm just obsessed. And I'm even more excited to try it out with other things that'll give it a bit of hold. But enough about me. I'm so gassed for you to tune into today's episode, and so without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey London Business Babe, this community is built for us and by us to ungatekeep your next move and life in the city. If you never want to miss out, subscribe to the Substack where episodes will land straight in your inbox. Plus, every other Monday, you'll get a chance to feature on the show by shouting yourself out in the Manifest Monday email. You never know who's listening. Details in the show notes. Now, grab a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and let's get into today's interview. So excited for today's episode. Today we have Hannah Makonnen, who is the founder of a little thing that you may have heard of called Place. Place is an event discovery and ticketing platform for culture and third spaces. They connect people directly to culture. Their users discover collectives and events. Their collectives grow sustainably through ticket sales and brand partnerships, and their brand partners get direct access to authentic audiences. Message them to join their ecosystem. So excited to have you today. We were just saying earlier that this is kind of a long time coming. I've almost met you at every stage of your journey, which is cool.
Yeah, you knew Place when it was just an idea, which is like it's really nice to be able to now speak to you now that it's nearly 2 years in.
Yeah, we met at, for people listening, Hustle and Heels. It was a networking event.
Something like, yeah.
It was a Ministry of Sound as well, which I remember, which was really random, but it was cool.
Interesting space, but yeah, I didn't realize that, oh, okay, this is actually where people club. But we were like in different rooms, listening to different business talks and things like that. But it was good.
Yeah, it was also like 10 a.m., which is wild, but hey.
I know, yes. And I remember that day we met you. I think at that point it was still an idea, and you were telling us about the Notion bar. And yeah, it's been a nice journey. And then I think I saw you not that long ago, another event. What was that? Like
South by Southwest, London.
Exactly. What did you think of that?
It was interesting. It was, I don't know, they had a lot of lessons to learn, in my opinion. Like the flow of it wasn't as natural as it could be, at least for me. It was just a lot of timing clashes and rushing around places, and maybe not enough social things built in between, at least for me. But how did you find it?
No, I think it's the same. Like it was a lot of running around. One time I went to the Black Beauty Club. It's like a community of people who they just talk about things in beauty. They had it more as like an interactive thing where you would talk, like there was a speaker, but you could really just interact and speak as well. And I don't like the whole, this person's on a pedestal and they're going to talk at you. I think we gain more from conversation.
I think they call that like an unconference is the term for it.
Nice.
That's like that kind of format. But that's super cool. I mean, you must know a lot about events and
Yes. What was interesting is we just did our first event 2 weeks ago. And that was the first time we've ever hosted an event. That was the first time we really got a behind the scenes, and now we've always had so much respect for all of the communities, but a newfound respect of how much it takes to really pull something off. So in terms of South by Southwest, I'm sure that experience is something they're going to learn from and like take into the future.
Amazing. And how did you get into this world of building an event platform?
Yeah, I think most complex part about it is the ticketing side of it, or the technical aspects. But the heart of it is in the culture and the community. And that has always been something that has run throughout my life. So it came very natural. My background's in journalism, and I've been writing about arts, culture, and fashion and subcultures. I'm obsessed with finding out about how different subsects of communities function and create space for each other. And I saw that there was a huge rise of that. I'm sure everyone saw the Run Club rise, and now at the moment it's chess clubs, but it's always been there, like people not necessarily having spaces for themselves in public spaces and making space for themselves within their community. And I was like, okay, how do we find out if we don't want the mainstream? How do you go and find out about this? And for me, that was always in magazines. I would look through them, and that's how I would figure out, okay, this is what's going on in places that I might not know about by people who are really shifting culture. And I was, okay, let's try and make this more accessible for people who also want to tap into that. And that's how Place came about. It was from me trying to find them and then trying to give people other access to find it too.
Yeah, amazing. No, that's literally how you described it to me when we met. And I was like, that's such a good idea. Because, yeah, that was at that time post-COVID explosion in real life community events, especially in London. It was like supper club here, games night here, run clubs there. And I was just like, yeah, it's so difficult to find them all if you're not like Instagram all the time, or if you're not following the right people, you don't know the right people. And so I was like, yeah, this is going to be big. And here we are. My mission with this podcast is to help people find like cool places in London that they might not know, about like on keeping that, but also like cool business resources that they might not know about as well.
Yeah.
And so when you were growing up, did you want to be a journalist, or what did you want to be back then?
I'm sure we've all had this dream of wanting to be like Britney Spears. So that was our initial desire, is some kind of pop star. But then when in teen years, I think I wanted to be a lawyer, and then it grew. I think I first probably bought an issue of Dazed, and that was it. From there, it was like, how do I get into that magazine? It wasn't necessarily like writing. It was like I just enjoyed the visual aspect of it. Probably there were points where I'd buy that magazine and flick through and not even read anything. I know that's like blasphemous, but especially as a writer. But I really was drawn to how the stories were told visually. And then I think from there, I somehow thought, okay, I don't know how I landed on writing from that, but I did. So I was always just good at English. So then I thought, okay, the way that I can get into this magazine is to write. And that's where, I can't remember the question, but that was the journey that I went through. Yeah.
Building an event platform, ticketing platform is literally quite techy. Have you had to self-train yourself in anything along the way in this journey?
Yeah. Yes. Train. This is its whole thing, but it's like you can learn it as you go. I think that's probably the best way to learn it, to be honest. But then I'll listen to podcasts and read things, help me get a better understanding of business. Because I think when you have an idea, you think, okay, I'm going to make this huge, humongous thing. And it was like realizing that you could downsize that into one thought, one feature, and see if that sticks first. And so it was learning small things like that. And then coding. I can't call myself a coder, but with a heavy hand help from AI, I can make websites and configure the back end of it as well. And yeah, so that was a lot of learning, and it was fun. So it's hard but fun at the same time.
Amazing. I'm also what I like to call an AI coder.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, byproduct. Like, I think it's good to like enough to like do it, but if it needs anything crazy technical of it, it's just like that's when you pass it off, I think.
Yeah, but I think when I was growing up, I always thought that people who were technical or maths, I used to cry in a maths class, or science. I was so arts led that I would think that those people were like geniuses. And it was only now that I'm realizing, oh, they just learned something. Like I learned writing, or I learned how to put visual concepts together. When I realized that you can literally learn anything, then the whole world is your oyster.
Defend it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I hear it. It's like everything is figure outable. I like to say it just depends on if you have the time or energy or motivation to figure it out,
Yeah.
or capacity, really. But you also have help, right, in building up
Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
base. Tell us about your team.
Incredible team of friends that has come together. They believe in place and where it's going. These friends I've met through uni. One of them is Kirsty. She works on it as operations and, to be honest, general everything. It couldn't exist without the people that have so much time and energy into it. And then there's Fado, who helps us with law contracts, which is extremely important. You need that. And then Donna, who helps with partnerships, and she does an incredible job at that.
Amazing. And so these are just people you knew already in your circle. Like, how does that dynamic change when it's like, no, I knew already we were mates, but like now we're working together?
Yeah, I
If at all.
think the dynamic does change. I've found it fun to be able to take the skills that we have learned growing up and put that together and have something so exciting come from it. I mean, I just enjoyed the journey with them. I'm very grateful for their understanding and help that they give it.
Amazing. And so is this your first time building this kind of thing? Have you learned any lessons along the way that you want to share?
Yeah. I think one of the main ones is you'll have a lot of voices telling you what the best thing to do for your company is. And you have to not listen to them to a certain degree and listen to what your company is telling you to do. By that, you have to be talking to your users all the time, listening to them and building it from their feedback. And maybe a little bit like of a complex in me at the fact that I'm not technical. So I'm always trying to seek someone that can help in that frame. I think at the beginning, I thought that I really needed a technical co-founder to make this come to life. And thankfully, have not entangled ourselves in any huge problems based on that. But even the time that I spent to go and find that, I think having a co-founder is such a unique relationship. At the beginning, I really just was like, someone could have put 2 + 2 in the calculator, shown it to me, and I'd be like, oh my God, thank God you can code. Here's 50% of the company. And now I'm like, no, everything from the business has to come from within me. It's a general life lesson that I'm learning. Every time I stray from my belief in myself, the universe and God will keep slapping me in the face with that lesson. So that's one of the biggest learnings I've had.
Amazing. Any particular moments that stand out to you where you're like, thank God I trusted my gut on that?
It was a case of just trialing it. I never necessarily knew from the beginning, but I would have to go through the experience to realize that this isn't the right pairing. And like I said, I really just thought if you can code, then that's great. But actually, it's do you understand the ethos behind what we're building? Do you have the same cultural understanding? This is not just a tech platform. You really have to understand that it's about people. And yeah, I guess I'm thankful to have gone through those experiences to know what to look out for now. But no, there's nothing in specific that I am categorically out for. It's just more I had to build my self confidence to know that there are female founders, solo founders out there. I need to look at those people, like the founder of Canva, and be like, I can be like that rather than I need to find someone else to make this happen.
Yeah. Hey, gotta back yourself, right?
Exactly. I'm sure
Amazing.
you understand.
Yes, 100%. Amazing. And so, I mean, you're working in such a cool space. Like, have there been any memorable moments that stand out to you? It's just being like pretty cool in terms of like cool events that you've hosted or help host, or yeah, tell us about that.
We just had our launch at the Standard Hotel, and that was in partnership with Salomon, and it launching our new product, which is coming out within the next week. It was the first time we had everyone in the same space, and to see how it's not just about networking upwards, it's about meeting the people who are on the same journey as you. And so for all the collectives to be able to be in the same room, meet each other, and then maybe something from that is going to come. Like we've had a few collectives band together and then make like a festival from the different things that they do. So like there'll be Ludi Club, DJ session, and mural making. So it's like putting them all in the same room so things like that can come to fruition. It was really cool to see.
Oh, that's so cool. Love that for you.
And it was like proof that it's working.
Incredible. And so how do you like go about finding all these like cool vibey collectives? How does that work? Is it like word of mouth, or are you like actively approaching people?
At the beginning, it being chronically online and approaching the ones that I thought were really cool. And that was an awesome part of it, is it was like, this is my taste. And I just get to be like, you guys should go to this. Now it comes from inbound and collectors telling other collectors about us. I think over Christmas, I'm going to start reaching out to a few. So basically what we like launched a scrappy product that was built on a no code platform. And then the relaunch is us having a platform that's entirely our own. And it's like a complete redesign. And it's also way more scalable. And no, like the technical difficulties that have come with using no code will now be alleviated. And that will obviously help our organizations to better manage their lists and ticketing and things like that. Exactly when it will come.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I can't wait to see this grow even more the next time I bump into you at an event, Love it.
Hope you're enjoying the show. Would love to hear what you're thinking. Drop a comment and share your thoughts. Even better, if you're loving the show, take 2 seconds to rate us 5 stars wherever you get your podcast. It really helps other people find us. And if you want to be a guest, details in the show notes on how to sign up. Now, let's jump back in.
Thank you for sharing your business journey with us. Now we're going to go into things that make life easier. And so I always like to start this question with a song. So do you have any songs that get you just like hyped and like ready to go?
Yeah, I've been listening to I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston recently because the harkening back to the self-belief, I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm every woman. I've got it all in me. And also, when we did this event with Mentoring Matters, and at the end, we were all singing along to it. It was just like a core memory of mine. And I just love the camaraderie that I've had from other female founders and just people, women doing amazing things. So I listen to that and it gets me going.
That is a very solid choice. Cannot beat Whitney, to be honest.
Exactly.
And then how about keeping yourself grounded? Do you have any personal policies that help you just stay sane?
Yeah, I found that one really hard to think about because I'm sure every founder finds that part really hard. But I don't know if I have a policy and I don't know how well I keep to it, but I try to, it's so like bare minimum. I try to go on a walk every day and hiking, like I try to be outside. And you know what? Recently I realized that staying in my room or staying inside and always thinking about the business is not actually conducive to new things happening. Like I need inspiration outside of that. So I'm going to make more of an effort to guess different content that's inspiring and not just about business, about arts and culture. And yeah. But that question is difficult.
Still fairly early on your founder journey, so it will come. I only just implemented the no calls before 10 a.m. things. It will come.
I would implement that.
Awesome. And now let's talk about style. Do you have a personal uniform, or are there any brands that you look to and love for your personal style?
Yeah. I think, yeah, I'm wearing like leggings and a hoodie every day, if I'm really honest.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe that I ever wrote about fashion previously. I've packed into my Guilfordian roots and I look like a yummy mummy every day. If I could refine it a bit, it would be more on the Princess Diana vibe, a big jumper, some Nike socks. But I don't know. I'm just more here for the comfort than style at the moment.
I hear it. I'm in joggers all the time. I have like 4 pairs that I rotate and we call it. And then when it comes to beauty, are there any hero beauty products that you want to shout out?
I love Welder Skin Food. Have you ever used that?
Oh, I have seen it.
Yeah, it's so thick and creamy. It's a cream, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes my skin really dewy, and I've used it for years, but I don't know how necessarily good it is in terms of the ingredients because there is a bit of alcohol inside, but I can't find anything better, so that's the one for me.
Love that. I mean, that's the crazy thing about products in general is like what might work amazing for you might not work for some. It's just like you just got to stick with whatever your skin, hair, whatever like
Yeah, it's
likes.
so individual.
And then when it comes to tech and like apps, I'm actually quite curious about your tech stack now. So things that help make you guys more productive, but also like about the no code element side to building your business, what that was like for you.
Yeah, because when we launched, I think ChatGPT had only just launched not that long before. So ChatGPT is one of the main things that like helps get the baseline of understanding what products I would use. In terms of no code, I was using a thing called Softer. Do you know of it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it now because I think what they've realized is that they're not building for internal teams who want to impress their boss and be like, I just built a platform for our tax team. So yeah, just that, but now I'm using Cursor a lot. I've just started dabbling with Gemini 3 because I don't know if it's marketing, but the marketing is getting to me. I'm seeing people just like one prompt and they'll make a galaxy which they can move with their hand. I try and keep really up to date. I feel like every journalist should be a founder because there is nothing that goes by me that I don't know about in AI. Like I will know the next thing. I try not to get like a relationship to one and just keep
Yeah.
like trialing different things.
Yeah. And how about on the productivity side? Is there anything that you guys are using to like manage yourselves?
We use Notion.
Holla.
We've only just started using it more because Kirsty and I live with each other. It's been a bit like more of a messy, hey, have you done that thing? Just like knocking on each other's door, leaving notes for each other. But now it's Notion more product. I think that's really it.
Thank you for sharing. And you mentioned before that you have a few podcasts and things that you listen to, like business stuff. Are there any business resources that you want to share? Could be podcasts, could be newsletters, that kind of thing.
I love Founders podcast. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
It's basically David Senra, and it's literally just called Founders. And he will do an extreme deep dive into different founder stories. So you'll like, it can be a 2-part story about a founder that will be in total like 4 hours. So you'll get a really in-depth look at the journey that they've gone on. And they have like different ones from Walt Disney to the founder of LVMH to Jeff Bezos, blah, 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 all of them. And it's just interesting to know, and I think helpful to remember that the journey is not linear. And so when you get a really in-depth look at a founder's journey, you can remember that it was not smooth. Whereas when you Google them, it will be like, you only see the end result. So I love listening to that podcast. I would shout out The Mum Test. Have you ever read that book?
No, but I have heard of that.
I'm just like, yeah, The Mum Test is a really great, if anyone's just starting out to read, and it was basically don't believe your mum when they say it's amazing. But there's complexities to that. And then The Lean Startup is really great because it's again just like trying to get it back to basics, listening to your users. This is a main. I've listened to a lot of Stephen Bartlett, but his is more just, I don't know. I just find it fun to listen to. So yeah, those are the different ones that I'm leaning on right now. I've leaned on.
Cool.
Oh, hey again. Did you know there are roughly 100,000 London business babes out there? And we're on a mission to reach as many as possible. Enjoying what you hear? To support the hours of work that goes into making this special, you can either A, consider supporting directly as a paid monthly Substack subscriber to also unlock future exclusive content for less than a coffee and a croissant. B, any brands listening? We'd love to explore ways for you to be part of the journey. C, at the very least, on your next co-working date, tell a fellow London business babe about us. Details in the show notes. Now let's jump back in.
Thank you for sharing. And now we're going to transition into talking about London and spaces in London, that thing you probably know a lot about by now. And so right now you are transitioning back home for a bit, correct? In Guildford. When you have lived in London, or do you plan to live in London again, where are you normally based?
I'm in Limehouse and I will be back in the new year.
Okay.
Just like February time. East London, love Victoria Park.
So
That's my place. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's its claim to fame.
I'm also in DLR land in Lewisham, so
Okay.
love that. And so is there anything on your London bucket list at the moment?
I put down the Shard. Like, it's just something that since I moved, I was like, I want to know what it's about. Like, I want to go to a restaurant there and see what's going on up at the top. Yeah.
Okay. And are there any restaurants that you love that you want to shout out?
Smoking Goat in Shoreditch.
Okay.
Its chicken wings are amazing.
I've heard of these.
Yeah, they're incredible. The rest of the food is incredible too. And it's just also it's not too expensive. You could take a date there and wow them by just ordering everything. I just feel like it's a great place. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I have actually heard people say a lot of incredible things about these rings, and I think that you've nudged me. You are like the seventh mention in market, like as they say,
It takes you 7 mentions.
Sometimes and I'm like, you know what, I think I've got to go now.
You'll enjoy it.
And then on the cafe scene, are there any that you love?
So I work from the Hoxton quite a bit because it's not super near, but we work from home. That's probably the main place that I go to, the cafe.
That is, you've got to fight for a seat there.
True. That's true. But when you do, it's just like comfortable, good coffee, probably not the most amazing. I'm more about the vibes. As long as I feel like I can lock in, then I'll go there.
Are there any member spaces, third spaces, collectives that you want to shout out as well?
Yeah, I've gone to so many, really blessed on that front. 858 Art Club is an amazing one. It's every Monday. It's free. And Farouk is the founder. And he does an amazing job of letting people explore their passions. I think right now it's just an open studio and you can do what you want. But like he does sessions, 6-week sessions of learning something. So it's been like a DJ workshop. What was before? When I joined, they were learning Blender. And that was really cool to learn that in a group setting that really forces you to actually achieve the goal and learn it. But then there's Check Code Club. That's a all-female chess club. So like it eliminates any of the pressures of, I don't know, I've been to a few chess clubs and they can be pros. So I think the Check Code is a nice entryway into chess. And there's so many. It really depends on what you... Oh, Topia's Homies. I'm incredible. She's a singer herself. And she has just finished a residency at 91 Living Room. And now for New Year's Eve, she's having like a get together. It's like an open mic / jam. And yeah, she's doing one for New Year's Eve. So you can get your tickets there on place.
And for all of the other amazing collectives as well, please head to Place.
ltd.co.uk.
Amazing. Grateful to you for kind of giving everyone a home, essentially.
It's been as much as an amazing journey for us as it is for other people that are able to find them. So yeah, it's really cool.
Don't worry if it's a lot to take in. All of the amazing tools, spots and recommendations mentioned by our guests can be found in the Coffee and Oysters guide. Details in the show notes.
Amazing. And so to round up, we're going to ask a few questions. And I always like to start with wins. So I feel like you've mentioned a few sprinkled through. Are there any other wins that you want to celebrate for yourself, but also someone else in the community?
So yeah, I think the win for Place has been the partnership that we have with Salomon and the Standard. Like, I moved to London. I was going, like, they're an internationally known hotel for being like a base of culture. So to be able to be respected by them is like really cool. That's really exciting. And then in the win spot other people, I don't know her personally, but do you know Oyinka Dada? She just opened so she's been doing like collective gallery trips. And she's a lawyer, but also an art gallerist, curator. And she has been building community of going to different art galleries. And now she's opening her own one in Lagos. And
wow.
that's seeing the journey that people go on and then having that success.
Oh, yeah, I will check her out, actually. Thank you for sharing.
Hopefully she still continues to do like ones in London, because they started off in London.
Yeah.
But now I'm sure she'll open a gallery in London.
Yeah, so it says. But I mean, Lagos has an incredible art scene. Is there anything that you want to plug? And is there anything that you need help with at the moment?
I want to plug plays. You can find different communities, like your interests are a community. Please reach out. We'd love to speak. And yeah, that's the main thing that I want to plug. Sorry, that need help with. Oh, social media. It was funny when I saw the AI notes. I saw it was like has a social media presence, but Hannah's social media that doesn't have one herself. To be fair, that's not what I want the help for. But I think Place is at a turning point and could really use, if there's anyone that believes in the cause of Place and has great social media skills, they should reach out. We should talk.
Okay. And then finally, dream collaboration, dream big. You never know who's listening.
Dream collaboration. Oh, wait, can you say what your dream collaboration is first?
Be Good Foundation. They do a lot of work with businesses. And so I think that would be a cool collab for Notion stuff.
Yeah, for sure. No, Beyonce was the first one that came to mind, but I was just thinking at this point in time, I can't conceptualize what Beyonce would be putting on Place, but one day, maybe she starts some kind of, I don't know, collective thing. You never know.
You never know. We are putting that energy out there. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. Where can people find you?
They can find me at Hannah Makonnen on Instagram and TikTok, and they can find me at a lot of the Place events if they want to catch me in person.
Thank you so much and have a fabulous rest of your week.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I really appreciate this.
Thanks for listening. Get in touch at coffeeandoysters@gmail.com. Stay connected at Coffee and Oysters Pod on TikTok and Instagram. And never miss out by subscribing to Substack. Details in the show notes. And most importantly, keep those 5-star ratings coming and see